If you want to see the progress of your toolpath processing, you can do so from the View menu in the Multi-Threading Manager. So first thing I notice is that the size of our toolpath has been reduced quite a bit. But let's go ahead and take a look at this in Backplot. So I have this toolpath selected. I'm going to come up to Backplot. Now I do want to make a quick change. I'm going to go into my options. And over here, I'm going to select a different color for my arc moves. We'll say this orange color here or this rusty color. And then for this one, I'll just pick a different, we'll say this pink color. We'll go ahead and say OK. Then I'm going to go ahead, slow this down, and push play. So by taking a look at Backplot, I can tell that our toolpath has more arc moves with less endpoints than our linear moves here. So this will be easier for the machine to process. Now there is another thing I want to take a look at. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to zoom in quite a bit and notice these sharp corners here. This could be difficult for your machine tool to process. So there's one more setting I want to adjust. So I'm going to come over to the parameters, and from our Cut Parameters page, you're going to see this smoothing option. We're going to go ahead and turn this on, and we're going to leave these two values at default, but this allows us to set a minimum angle between the two segments with a distance that Mastercam will back away from those sharp corners. So let's go ahead and say OK now that we've turned that on. I'm going to go ahead and regenerate and pause the video and resume if needed. Now take a look at the smoother motion. That again is easier on your machine tool. I'm going to zoom out here, Alt F1 to fit the screen. Let's go ahead and review this in our Machine Simulation Verify. If we come over to our Toolpath Group 1, we'll select both operations. And from my Machine menu, over here under the Machine Simulation Group, we can select Verify. Now that this is open, I'm going to go ahead and say Next Operation. Now we're ready for the hybrid. We'll say Run. So we can see that the tool is working its way down, blending together the three different toolpath approaches. I'm going to turn off my workpiece here. Now over here under the Analysis group, I'm going to go ahead and put in a minimum here, -20 thousandths, and a maximum of 20 thousandths, which gives us a range here of plus or minus 2.5 thousandths. And we'll go ahead and refresh. So now you can see the color range here for the deviation tolerance that we set. So using a hybrid is a powerful finishing composite toolpath.